Yup.
Wet it, run from it, rest of your rhymes all the same.
All the same, baby.
And now it's here. What should I say?
Come on.
I am.
Let's get it one way or another. The name is Law Nation. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio's straight. Let's get right to the business, though. Come on with it. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Share, share, share. Come on. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Ain't no party like a Mike Zim party. Let's get it, baby! Come on. Let's get it. Put a 1 in the chat if you shared this info. Come on. Let's rock. Let's roll. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on, baby. Let's rock with me. Lean with it. Rock with it, baby. Where my dogs at, man? Come on with it. Stand to your feet. Come on with it. Stand to your feet. And if you can't, come roll with me then, baby. Come on, baby. 5, 4, 3, 2.
No, that mother don't miss, man. In the heat of battle, he don't miss. In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
Come on. Come on. Oh, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it, baby. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What's good with y'all, man? One love to everybody.
Get your damn act together.
If you didn't hit that like button and share this content, let's go, baby. We got a long show for you all. Hopefully it's not going to be that long. But if you are here for the first time, my name is Law Nation, L-A-W. Come on with it. Please come home. I see you, fam. Let's go. Shout out to you, Seabad. Shout out to you, my dog, Action Powell. Appreciate you, man. Same old 2 steps, man. Come on with it. Shout out to 50 Cent. And, hey, I don't know what's going on with Puff Diddy, P. Diddy, or Puffy son, but it's a battle for him. Oh my goodness, he picked the wrong troll to troll, right? But neither here nor there, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna talk about defense, and shame on all of y'all that was saying that, hey, we finna be 0-1. Shame on y'all, man. Shame.
Shame. Shame.
Come on with it, man.
Shame.
Some of y'all are already waving the flag, man. Some of y'all are already, man, sitting there saying, it's over with, Law. It's over with. It's crazy. Can you put Riggs on that ball? Riggs. Shame on y'all. Tyler Guyton, oh my goodness. Tighten up, Cowboy Nation. Hey, Law, Tyler Guyton is about to get ate up. He's about to get ate up by Myles Garrett and Miles Monroe. All of the Miles Austin, all of the Miles finna get Tyler Guyton. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Don't they got a Jadarick Willis over there that's about to get ate up by our boys too? Or don't we got some guys, some bodies that can get to the quarterback here? Come on, man. It's the first. Yeah. And truth be said and told to y'all, you don't win the Super Bowl week 1, too, by the way. Win, lose, or draw. But what I can't deal with is for those who say we already lost before we even put on the helmet. You know, I want my people to be like this.
Spartans! Prepare for glory!
Prepare for glory. Yeah, I want y'all to be prepared for it. Now, before we get things going, I just wanted to say that last season, we're going to go by this list or what have you, of what happened. So the Washington team, a lot of people talking about them, right? And most points allowed per game last season was the Washington. They were 30.5, right? And I see another green team down there. You can let me know how to say that name down there, but I think it's Eagles, Ooglies. I don't know how to say it. Y'all can put it in the chat. But what I'm saying is, for those who think that all of a sudden Dan Quinn is going to turn that team around real quickly, I got something for you, man. I got land on the moon for sale, you know. And I know that the Cowboys were historically bad when the Cowboys got Dan Quinn and he turned some things around. But guess what? We wasn't the number one defense that first year. No. We had takeaways and things like that. But I don't see a Trayvon Diggs over there, right? And I for dog sure don't see a generational talent like a Michael Parsons, you know. So I just want you guys to stop praising the Commanders, by the way. And on top of that, I'm not done with these dudes, man. I'm not done with these dudes over here on the Eagle side, you know, E-girls, or however y'all want to call them, you know. But I'm going to say this with the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Past defense last season, and I know that this is last season, but people think that this all of a sudden going to turn around just like that. And just because they went and got some rookies, you think that that's all of a sudden going to change to being 31st? And I know they got Vic Fangio, and I like Vic Fangio. We all like Vic Fangio. But, man, he can't walk on water. And last year they was getting torched. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, ladies and gentlemen, oh, yeah, somebody got the correct. Montisha, let's see it.
Go Birds, E-L-V-S-E-S-E-S.
Damn!
Let's get back to the Eagles. Let's get back to them. Touchdown to interception. Boy, 35. They allowed 35 touchdowns when you throwing the ball on them, only to 9 INTs. I'm quite sure I like their young DBs. But if you think a young DB is going to shut some stuff off and set it off, man, I got something for you, man. And then QBR allowed 30 of this bottom in the league almost. Only 2 other teams worse than them. So, hey, can I get my girl back on Montisha one more time? Oh, she looks so lovely.
You're looking great. Go Birds. Let's go Birds. E-L-V-S-E-S-E-S.
Damn!
What more do you want from me?
Well, them hot fries on the top of her head. Y'all go back and rewind. I don't want to play it again. Well, those hot fries. Oh, Lord, please forgive me. Prayers to Father, please forgive me. Police be rushing when they see me. I flaunted America's Most Wanted live on TV like pleasure and pain. I'm stuck in this game. Holler my name. We all gonna die. We bleed through similar veins. They would never want me to be a battle rapper. I promise you I would destroy a third of them because all these rappers now got soft voices. Mine would be making it feel like, man, this dude right next to me. Yeah. But that's a whole nother conversation to the soft voices out there because y'all know I spit the real. And on top of that, with the Giants defense, they could blitz. Oh, yeah, blitz percentage. They were blitzing, baby. They were blitzing. The problem is 34 sacks. tied for 28th in the National Football League. So, or the Giants, the G-man, in the quarterback pressure percentage. Now, they did go and get Burns, and they already had a guy over there. What was his name? That they really liked him rushing off the edge. What was that kid's name? He made the Snow Angels in the field when he laid out a quarterback. I forgot his name. They supposed to be better, right? All I can tell y'all before we dive into our Cowboys content, I forgot the dude's name. It's the tip of my tongue. That's okay. That's okay because we going Thibodeau, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, my dog. Ray, appreciate you, Ray. Appreciate you, Ray. Ray, shout out to you. Law, what's the record on Zim versus the Shanahan's offense? I don't know, but it got to be better than my dude, Dan Quinn. It got to be. It got to be better than Dan Quinn's defense, versus that particular thing. Now, here's what I'm going to give kudos and credence and credit to Dan Quinn. And I'm going to point out the things that we didn't do well, primarily on defense. One category that we didn't do well at. One. And that was stopping the run. We generated pressure. We was able to take the ball away. But we couldn't stop a nosebleed. We were too confident in safeties playing linebackers. Are these excuses? No. We got ours whooped against Green Bay. You see how I've edited that out live? We got whooped against Green Bay. We did. And the Cowboys, when you look at everything, first in takeaways in the last 3 seasons, first in quarterback pressure, 36th percentile, points per game. This is from the defense, 5th. And we is in this situation whereas we can say to our beautiful selves, or ugly selves for those who ugly. Shout out to the ugly community, right? Shout out to the ugly gang, But I would say that the Cowboys, we must, M-U-S-T, fix stopping the run. On this defense, I truly believe when we play this clip from Mike Zim, he will be able to get us there, started at least there, and get some things going. But what I don't want you guys to feel as if though when you screenshot this and you start sharing amongst your friends that the Cowboys, look, they got all the weapons, they got all the resources, they don't need anything else. No, we need bodies, baby, and we need help in those categories. So for September the 8th, this will be the perfect test for physicality. This will be the perfect test to see how you match up well versus a team that loves stopping the run, a team that loves running the ball on both sides of the situation there. So on one end, we would know whether or not we can run the ball, ladies and gentlemen, and on the other end, we would know whether or not these edge rushers and the run guys, big fat boys down inside, can make a movement to make some changes here. Those are tangible things that we can look at and say to ourselves, let's go and let's get it. I got my money down on Parsons, right? I foresee Parsons playing better than what he did last season and the year before that, because when you play the audio, right, when we play this audio, you will hear that they're going to scheme him up. But before we dive into that territory, Michael Gelkin about 20 minutes ago, posted this one right here. The Cowboys DC, Mike Zim, has yet to work on the field with nose tackle Mazy Smith, who was recovering from off-season surgery. Zim said he saw Smith and he discussed that the weight of Smith will be decline the number, but however, Mazy Smith is 305, not 328. He's 305. He's 305. And that's more realistically, because when people are saying 330, you don't want to gain weight fast. Too fast. it hurts the other developments of your muscle tissues, and it hurts the number one muscle that always moving right now, even for those that's watching, your heart. Your heart. We don't want Mazy heart busting out of his chest so that he can solidify somebody else satisfactions or someone else desire, right? So he want to slowly gain that weight mass so that his body internally can handle. Now, there have been reports out here. There's been reports out here that Mazy been going through some mental things, and life is life. Life do life, right? We discovered that news last year. I talked to my brethren that's on the final word, and I talked to my guys that's in the group chat. I said, man, what we need to do is not make it soft for him, but comfort him, right? We don't need to pour gas on the fire, right? We don't need to get kerosene and pour it all over the fire. It's rough being a Cowboy fan. It's rough being a Cowboys fan. I can only imagine how it feels to be a Cowboys player. Now, you might like the money, hey, spit upon me, talk about me, but I'm going to the bank. Hey. But money sometimes don't resolve all of the things. There was a guy that said more money, more problems, right? And yes, I would take the 305 Mazy over the 290 Mazy that was reported. Yeah. So I would take that, But to make a long story short, I said long story. I can't talk. The long story short, let's tune in to things that when you having some bad odor and you got some things that's not working out, it's time for you to take control. And you must be in control of your smell and your odor. Why not start off with Mando? Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go, and let's stay in control of your odor. I love it.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
Parsons gonna be like
most important coach on the staff, other than Paul Gunther. Anyway, Mike, welcome back.
Before I play this out there, Parsons gonna be like, hey man, slide me that money, man. You using my voice on that. Let's go, man. Come on, let's go. Yeah. On top of that, before we play this full audio, do me a huge favor, check out the information. It's in the description box, and you can check out all of my sponsors there. Be sure to go ahead and partake. And if you want to become a sponsor of Law Nation Show, be sure to check out the details and the information in the description box. Hey, we get stuff all the time. Now, when the season kick off, I'm locked in. I'm like Dak Prescott. I'm going to be locked in now. Don't come bothering me and bugging me. When the season kick off, you're going to have to wait in line, buddy. Yeah, indeed. Yes, indeed. But neither here nor there. Let's get this going. Can y'all see that? Let's go.
To Dallas, you left the Vikings 2 years ago. You were out of football for a couple of years. As you've come back to the game now and you've looked at tape of these guys, what first impressions do you have about the players you're inheriting?
There's a lot of talent here. I do think we're thin in some areas, but hopefully we've accomplished some of the things in the draft with Nealand and Marist, trying to get those guys up to speed and adding some a few bigger bodies, but yeah, I mean, it's been fun. It's been exciting. You know, you look at the success they've had over the last, especially the last 3 years. You know, it's fun to work with these guys.
You said you had a time of reflection when you were out for a couple of years. You know, what was the most important thing you feel like you either changed in your approach, or just when you had time to actually just kind of sit there? I'm just kind of wondering, what, by the way, did you watch as a fan, or was it more like a coach on Sundays? Were you taking notes? What was that like?
No, I wasn't taking notes. It was more like just watching. You know, I wasn't a fan of any team. Maybe a fan against a team, but you know, other than that, you know, I honestly didn't watch a Minnesota game. Still haven't since the day I left. No, I just watched, and then, you know, talking about reflection, it's about, you know, you go back and you sit back and think back at things over the course of the 8 years that I was there. You know, I can remember one thing very specifically. We went to an NFC champ. We beat the playoffs, Saints in the playoffs, in the divisional round, and, you know, we won on the last time. We should have won the game easy, but anyway, come back and we get the Minnesota Miracle, or Minneapolis Miracle, I guess they call it. But you know, the next week I'm just back in it, and it's, you know, we got a chance to go to the Super Bowl and a conference championship game, and I was just like, okay, this is business as usual. You know, hey, guys will get back into it, and I probably didn't take into effect the mental thing that everybody was talking about, the Super Bowl in Minnesota. You know, the emotions that came from that game. You know, all those things. So it was a lot of reflections like that, and then, you know, going back to over the course of each season, talking about, you know, okay, what could I have done better? How could I have helped the team be a better team? Things like that.
Did you, when you left Minnesota, did you think you'd coach again in the NFL?
Yeah, I didn't know. I figured I'd have some opportunities. You know, honestly, I thought, you know, I had a 56 winning percentage or something, and been to 3 playoffs and conference championship game. You know, so I figured somebody would be calling right away to be a head coach, but they didn't call. So, you know, I was just going about my business, and, you know, I did stay on top of things. You know, Marvin Lewis and I are good friends, and we did the whole deal wasn't to be a head coach. And
He said he got there at 4. I never knew if that was totally true, but you were always there.
Turnovers, they're up there in sacks. What is it in your mind that's
We'll fast
missing
forward.
that you can provide?
well, you know, I don't know, Ed. You know, we're going to go about it, trying to put the players in the best position, and then go from there. Trying to continue to do the good things they've done. You know, they've been a very pressure-based defense, which I love. You know, they've got some really good pressure players. We've lost some good players too, but you know, I think there might be a little bit of a mixture of, you know, pressure and coverage and disguise and things like that maybe can help us, and maybe not get as many turnovers or all those. But, you know, I think if you go back and look at my history throughout the time, there's been a lot of sacks, you know, a lot of pressure, low scoring games, you know, so that's really what we want to try and do, is keep the scores down, and if we, you know, get opportunities to get turnovers, interceptions, and sacks, and so be it.
Is there a real focus on the run defense, which seemed to be the thing that cost Dallas at the end of the year?
Yeah, you know, I don't know if you remember back when I was my first game as a coordinator, we played the Eagles opening day. And it was the pickle juice game.
I remember that.
The onside kick the first game. And that year, you know, I was coming secondary coach and say, hey, turn these guys loose, let them rush. And we gave up 220 yards rushing that day. So from that day on, there's always been an emphasis on stopping the run. And, you know, I think you can go back through the time when I was from here all the way through Minnesota, that we've put a major emphasis on the run game and it being a priority to do that in order to rush the passer.
What did you think of Micah from afar, watching him, and then now I assume you've got to visit with him? Have you started to inform him, hey, here are some ideas I have for you?
Not
Before he goes into the Micah conversational piece, I just want to say this, that I'm very proud that his emphasis is on stopping the run. Let me repeat, I'm very proud that his emphasis is on stopping the run. the Cowboys throughout the course of the years, man, been one of the bottom league as it relates to stopping the run. When teams decide to run on us, they ran on us. And regardless of who's been the head coach, teams with physicality destroys us when it's time to run the ball. And we've been on the bottom end of it. So I do like hearing that Zim, his mindset is, hey, my focal point is on stopping the run. So let's dive deep into what he's going to say about my guy Parsons.
Too much, it's all voluntary now, and he, we've communicated, but we've been putting together, the things that we want to use with him, and then when he gets here next week, we'll start implementing those things.
Will you be as creative with him as Dan Quinn has been?
I hope so. I think I'm pretty creative.
Will he be involved in the double-A gap?
Well, here's the thing, and I want to make sure that, he's such an outstanding pass rusher, right? And getting to the quarterback and making negative plays, that if he's standing here in that A gap, that center's going to him, right? And so this guy right here is going to be in charge of the back. So there's going to be some times where, he'll be rushing from there. There'll be times when he's rushing there, and we're getting the protection turned the way that we want it turned, and we can get two on the back. So there'll be a lot of different ways that we'll be doing some of that. And sometimes he'll be lined up outside. Sometimes he'll be lined up somewhere back there. But we're going to move him around. Yeah.
How rare is his combination of speed and power? I mean, you've been around some really good ones. How does he stand out in that area?
Yeah, he's rare. Obviously, tremendous athlete. From what I understand, very, very smart. And and usually smart guys that have outstanding ability, their ceiling is so high that you can do a lot of things with them, because they're going to know what to do and how to do it, and the other thing too that I think, I hired Greg Ellis, or Mike hired Greg Ellis to help with the defense and the pass rush, and Greg was the best I've ever been around, using his hands and setting guys up with rushes and things like that. So, our job is to try to get, in a lot of the games last year where they didn't play quite as good defensively, the offensive schemed Parsons a lot. The back was checking, and coming over here or they got the two tight ends over there, and they're both staying, and all the protections turned that way. So our job is to, if teams are going to do that, number one, figure out a way how we can still use him where we want him, and number two, how can we use other people to affect those kind of protections? Because everybody's going to be aware of him, just like I talked about in the A gap. Everybody knows where he is. There's number 11, right? So so we're turning the protection this way, and now how are we going to defeat that protection? And typically, when we started with the double A gaps and when I was here with Parcells, part of it was how can we attack protections, and it's getting a lot of the other players to understand, hey, this is where the protection's going now. You guys have one-on-ones over here, or we have 3 one-on-ones with the back on this side. So how can we do that? And it's partly going to be their job to understand that, okay, we've got the slide going this way, we're man over here. What game are we going to run to affect those two players? Because it's 2-on-2 now.
No.
Since y'all been watching, win. That's the operative word, win. In these last 3 seasons when Parsons was here, that we properly schemed him to be the enforcer on the defense. When did we do this? What game did they said, okay, all right, we're going to use Parsons as a pawn, or we're going to use Parsons as the person we're going to scheme with to go against, because teams are doing everything impossible to stop Parsons. Did y'all hear what he said? Football stuff, man. Y'all so busy, some of y'all, not everybody, Oh, man, it's Michael Parsons' fault, man. We played in, 4 playoff games. He only got 1 sack since he's been here. No, that's a coaching problem, man. You trying to use Shaq as a three-pointer. You trying to shoot. You trying to use Jordan down inside as a center. You trying to use Steph Curry down in the post. These boys got unbelievable skill sets and talent. So that's just what it is. Let me see if I can rewind just a little bit so we can hear this again. Y'all got time. Y'all got plenty of time. Let's listen to this.
Smart guys that have outstanding ability, you know, their ceiling is so high that you can do a lot of things with them because, you know, they're going to know what to do and how to do it, and you know, and the other thing too that I think, you know, I hired Greg Ellis, or Mike hired Greg Ellis to help with the defense and the pass rush, you know, and Greg was the best I've ever been around using his hands and setting guys up with rushes and things like that. So, you know, our job is to try to get, you know, in a lot of the games last year where they didn't play quite as good defensively, the offensive schemed Parsons a lot. You know, the back was checking, you know, and coming over here, or they got the 2 tight ends over there and they're both staying and all the protections turned that way. So our job is to, if teams are going to do that, number one, figure out a way how we can still use him where we want him, and number 2, how can we use other people to affect those kind of protections? Because everybody's going to be aware of him, just like I talked about in the A gap. Everybody knows where he is. There's number 11, right? So okay, so we're turning the protection this way, and now how are we going to defeat that protection? And typically, you know, when we started with the double A gaps and all, and when I was here with Parcells, you know, part of it was how can we attack protections, and it's getting a lot of the other players to understand, hey, this is where the protection's going now. You guys have one-on-ones over here, or, you know, we have 3 one-on-ones with the back on this side. So how can we do that? And it's partly going to be their job to understand that, okay, we've got the slide going this way, we're man over here. What game are we going to run to affect those 2 players? Because it's 2-on-2 now.
Remember when Ellis started doing like jiu-jitsu or something? Was that, I don't know if it was 03 or 04, but I imagine that even maybe helped some of the hands and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and if you see him walking down the hallway now, he's still doing stuff like this. You know,
wax on.
You think
wax
he's
on.
talking to somebody, you know. But you know, and I've had him come to training camp with me before, you know, when I was the head coach. So I know what he can do, and the way that he teaches, and he's outstanding.
I thought he was.
Yeah. Let me field this question right here. Some people says, yeah, Gina, don't tell too much, Zim. It's too late. He talked about an hour. I'm already chopping it up already. Kevin says, why can't we just play Parsons at linebacker? Because of this right here. When you look at this B-roll right here, because of that, you still need that. So what you got to do here with Parsons, you got to figure out a way to get the max capabilities of both, right? He's a dynamic edge rusher. He's a phenomenal linebacker. So you got to have a balanced meal with him. You can't fall in love with the sack. Pause if necessary. You can't fall in love with just getting the sack because Parsons is such multi-talented. There's been times, and I love using basketball as a reference because you've seen a multi-talented player be the point guard, shooting guard, right? And that's what Parsons is, the point guard, shooting guard guy. And what we need to do is, in certain pivotal moments, you're going to have to look in the mirror and say, okay, we need you only to be a linebacker at this point. And we need for you to only be an edge rusher at this point in certain situations. But if you never set that part up, if you never do those small things and you're pressing, then you will end up having a player that's skilled, they got all of these skill set, playing in the wrong position and not being impactful. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that we don't get as Cowboy players. We don't get the grace and mercy that Myles Garrett receives, right? What did Myles Garrett do in the playoffs, right? What have he's done on the postseason angles of it, right? What game do you look back and say, well, hey, Myles Garrett, he's supposed to be this generational talented player. What is he doing in the postseason, right? To a degree, what is Nick Bosa doing, right? And I get it. They made it to the Super Bowl and beyond. But that's a team that relies on everyone else to make sure that they are making impactful things. Not just Bosa and not just Garrett. But in the Cowboys world, and what's fed upon us is that we must have one solitary player to make plays on offense and on defense. It's never a team sport with us. We are the only team that we have to play it like it's tennis. Like it's tennis. El Patron, appreciate you for the 70, man. He says for the $4.99 for your mind, do you think Zim's defense is updated enough for creatives, offensive coordinators in today's game? Yes. Yes, I think his defense is still up to date. I think that when we talking about Zim in general, you can't name me the guys that's on the Vikings team of the kind of caliber of skill set that Trayvon Diggs exhibits, right? Nor, if you look back, and I know Danielle Hunter, he had a great year last season, the years with Mike Zim, but let's be real. He's not a Parsons. On top of that, when you look at Parsons in general, as far as linebackers, there's nobody that's going to sit back and say, yeah, Anthony Barr is equivalent, right? Or Kendricks is equivalent. No. So I think that he's fallen into a situation where it's a blessing in disguise for most, because he got real talented players now. And I'm not saying this because I'm a Cowboys fan.
Was like a movie producer, though. I guess he's now put that aside.
I don't know if he was a movie producer.
Yeah, he was
never
involved in
tell me
that Carter High
Oh, he was?
movie. Yeah, he was one of the
Well,
producers on
all
that.
those pro guys are involved with a lot of stuff.
You mentioned that your background as a coach is coaching defensive backs, and you
Listen to
inherit
this part.
Pretty good ones here. Two guys in Trayvon Diggs coming off an ACL injury that cost him almost all of last season, and Deron Bland, a fifth-round pick who leads the NFL in interceptions. You have two guys who have led the lead in interceptions the last 3 years. What do you see in what you can do with them?
Well, I think they've done a great job in the coverage part. It's been a lot of man-to-man stuff. I think Al's done a nice job. Al Harris has done a nice job with the technique of things, and him and I have talked about a lot of specific things. We're very similar on a lot of ideas as far as how we like to teach things, and he's been receptive of understanding my ideas, and I've been understanding of his ideas, and I think both of those things will lead to continually getting these guys better, and that's the only thing we want to do is continue to get them better. It's a luxury when you have two good corners. I think when you go back and again you look at the history, when I've had two good corners, we've played pretty good defense.
Who does?
No doubt. I like what my guy said. Hot Boy 95 says, just like when Micah wasn't stopping Dak Prescott picks. What was the score when he threw that pick? What was the score, Hot Boy 95? What was the score? What was the score when Dak Prescott threw that pick? How many points were we down? Not saying that that's the only reason why we lost against Green Bay, but what was the score? And on the flip side, how many yards averaging was the run game against the Cowboys before contact? It was something crazy like 8.5. You're not winning the game in the National Football League that way, baby. I'm telling y'all for real, man. I'm not sitting here saying that, hey, the only reason why we lost because we had Dak Prescott. I don't foresee if you had the history of all of the quarterbacks that ever played the game, you would have still had an issue in that particular game. You would still had an issue. I don't care who you had at quarterback. Quarterback don't stop defenses from running like that. That's just how it is, unfortunately. And I get it. Dak Prescott, he wet the bed many of times. But if you look at it only from an isolated situation, you will still be looking at it from that aspect for the rest of your life. You got to run the ball, and you got to stop the run. Look, my guy, I call him Coach because he's just like a coach. B. Burden already did his homework on it. Teams to win the Super Bowl, what they were able to do on stopping the run and running the ball. But it is what it is. It's always, ratios. It's always Dak's fault. But at the end of the day, if you put Cooper Rush in the game, if you were to put Trey Lance in the game, that's not going to stop that particular team on running the ball the way they were running. It's not going to stop it, baby. I would tell you this, though. The Dallas Cowboys heading into this season, they for dog sure better stop the run. They better stop this run. And that's just the reality of it. 7-0 before the pick six. Yeah. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that, Hot Boy 95? What game are you talking about? Are you talking about the Green Bay Packers game? And the first pick, believe it or not, wasn't even the quarterback fault. And if you know more football than Brandon Cooks, then let me know, because he said it himself. It wasn't the quarterback fault. But I give it what you're saying. You know more football than Brandon Cooks, then, hey, you having a problem. You need to be trying out for the Cowboys, Yeah, the pick six was thrown when the Cowboys were 20-0. Hey, I'm not making excuses for Dak Prescott. He for dog sure threw that ball, and he for dog sure it was picked off and it went the other way. But the defense already caved. And I'm quite sure that a guy played on his team by the name of Wanye said the exact same thing, that their defense caved. Their defense folded. So I don't know if you guys got more validations and credence than Wanye, but that's what he said. So unless you know more than Wanye and Brandon Cooks, you should be suiting up. You should be in there for tryouts for the Cowboys as a walk-on and tell people, hey, man, I know more than the wide receiver. I know more than the quarterback. And I for dog sure know more than the defensive players out there on the field. Yeah. And that's just how it is. Moving along a little bit further.
Diggs
Let's go.
Remind you of, if anybody, his instincts and his ability to track the ball. Obviously you coach Dion, and that's the name everybody's going to throw out. But is anybody else that comes to mind?
I don't know. He's big, and he's got obviously great athletic ability. But the thing that stands out about him, probably more so than anything, is he's got the best hands of any defensive back.
Facts.
He can find the ball and go get it and catch the ball in a lot of awkward ways. So, typically defensive backs have not quite as good hands as those guys. But I can't really pinpoint anybody. Obviously Dion had good hands, but guys have to get a ways up there before you're comparing him to Deion Sanders.
Woo! Appreciate you, man. I just would love to people to say Dion is Dion. Rod Woodson is Rod Woodson. Ed Reed and them is Ed Reed and them. Let's not compare these new guys to those boys. Comparison is the thief of all joy. I get all of that. But at some point, let prime be prime. Prime's still prime right now, And so let Trayvon Diggs become Trayvon Diggs. And I think as a ball hawk, I think the world of Trayvon Diggs, right? And I think the world of even our other guy, Bland. But let them boys be those, because Diggs can literally say, hey, I did things that Dion never did, right? Bland can say the same. But they ain't no prime, right? And it's just how that goes, unfortunately, fortunately. Let's listen to more what they had to say.
How the Cowboys were the last team to sign an unrestricted free agent from another team, and that player is Eric Kendricks for you. played with you, a linebacker in Minnesota for a number of years. How important is having somebody who can help these players learn your system from experience?
Yeah, I think it's been great because, Eric has been through it. He can help the younger guys. We go out here and we do walkthroughs and stuff like that, and he's on top of things. He
Listen
can
to
make
this
all the
part.
checks and things, and understands the coverage part of things, the pressures. He understands those, and so I think that piece has been really integral in getting this, these, especially the other guys, communicating the front guys when we have to move a front or adjust things. He's really good at that.
Do you need to get bigger at linebacker? They had a safety last year playing linebacker, but I thought back about Coakley and Dat. They weren't exactly the biggest linebackers, and they played extremely well. How you kind of evolved on that, and how do you view that position?
Well, I think first off, we're going to try to have at least 2 linebackers in there all the time, and sometimes 3. So, a lot of things the offense is doing now with some of the jet motions and that, they're trying to get nickelbacks into run fits. And so, now you got a DB in a run fit, and you got another DB in a run fit. You're just not as physical as you need to be. And so, we'll have deals where most of the time we're going to have at least 2 linebackers in the ball game. And as far as getting bigger, Kendricks isn't the biggest guy in the world.
Break it down.
He's instinctive, and he makes plays, and he flies around to the ball. So, but yeah, I mean, football's a big man's game. So the more that you can, you can get that. But in today's game, they still have to cover in space, and so you have to find linebackers that can cover in space, or they have to be able to add things in the pressure package.
What'd you like about Marist? We got to talk to him a little bit.
Ooh, before they break that down. Ooh, wee, boy. Yeah, it's crazy. He talked about Kendricks knowing the defense like the back of his hands. And that's a great attribute to have, right? And it's beautiful to have that in your mindset. I'm telling you guys, it takes a complete team to win. It takes a complete team to win. And when you have the mindset of, hey, everyone must work together, team together, everyone achieves more, you can do unbelievable things. For example, my guy Hot Boy 95 said, well, technically Dak Prescott threw 3 interceptions, right? In the Super Bowl, the highest of the highest level of competition, the Kansas City Chiefs fumbled the ball 5 times. They also, within the confines of that particular game, Pat Mahomes threw a crucial INT. The defense rallied and held that particular team to 0 points. At any point of the game, what was the final score, ladies and gentlemen? Can somebody put the final score of the Super Bowl, the highest of the highest level of competition? Here's how it goes. If their defense lacked and pulled up for 1 second and allowed the opposing team to score, now we will be talking about how great the San Francisco 49ers are juxtaposed to the Kansas City Chiefs. You see, all it takes is football is a game of inches, 25-22. That's the score. So at the end of the day, it takes a complete team. I'm old enough to remember on a drive that particular team, the 49ers, drove it all the way down, and they forgot the rules or what have you. That's a whole nother conversation. And they were 9 yards away from lifting up that Lombardi trophy. If they had the Dallas Cowboys defense on that particular team, if the Kansas City Chiefs had the Cowboys defense, don't you know that in that pivotal moment, in that situation, those 9 yards that the 49ers needed would have been easy like Sunday morning, right? And we'll be talking about something else. But no, it's just like a knot tied on a rope. That particular defense for the Kansas City Chiefs, they, instead of pulling away from each other, they pull close to each other. And they stop the 49ers from scoring. at the 9-yard line. How about that? So I'm telling y'all, when you isolate it to just one individual, you will always lose the game. You will always find fault. And one of the greatest presidents of all time said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So I'm telling y'all right now, those who's in the Cowboys aura, who roots and say they support this team, now is the time to say to yourself, I need to be rooting and supporting my team. You just never know. The one person that you say, let's go to, he can push in that extra mile. That one person that say, hey, you're doing a hell of a job, man, keep it up. That one person, man, is power in the mindset of you using, of saying someone that you did a good job today or you did a great job today. Hey, man, you are doing unbelievable. You can speak life into a situation. And I, for dog sure, know that that is possible. I've seen people who said to themselves that they can't do X, Y, and Z things. And all I said is, hey, keep pushing, keep striving, keep moving. Hey, my girl Jazz, she just hit 1,000 subscribers. When I first encountered her, right before we did the interview with Osa and all of those boys, I said, in a week from now, you will be having 1,000 subscribers. If you do X, Y, and Z. I could have told her otherwise. I could have said, girl, you drove way up here to do this interview. You trash. You ain't good. You don't know football. But no, just by the words of encouraging her and pushing her and motivating her, now she's at 1,000 subscribers. Come on with it.
So what more do you want from me?
So I'm speaking real stuff to y'all. Y'all don't have to like me. You don't even have to like the Cowboys. But one thing that I know that governs all of this, that I'm spitting real, and I know I can speak life into a situation. Speak life into moments. There's people right now that's making 6 figures because they listen to law. And there are some people that could make 6 figures, but they don't listen. It go into one ear and out the other, and they think that they know more than what the person who's made it, who's been there, done that, they don't want to listen. But that's what they say. Let those who have ears hear, And that's why favor is not fair. So that's why all of a sudden, hey, Law, this is for you, man. I appreciate you. I'm looking out for you because you looked out for me. That's how life is, baby. So for those who will sit back and waddle and complain and cry and moan about the situation, 9 times out of 10 when you're pointing the finger, look back, look into the mirror. You got 3 pointing back at you. That's how I'm going to say that from there. But let's go. Let's listen to the rest of your say. Shout out to you, Walkaway. He said, so the 2022 San Fran playoff game wasn't Dak's 2 picks. It was a collective of a team. But walk away. Hear me out. If you want to blame it on Dak Prescott, have at it. That's already done sailed, because if you think that the 2022's team was equipped to win it all, then hey, I got land on the moon for sale. Come ahead and go ahead and purchase it, right? Yeah. So put it all on Dak. We were the most complete team in 2022, and the only reason why the Cowboys didn't win is because of 4. If that makes you sleep good at night and that makes you happy, then so be it. But right now, it's equivalent to complaining about the sun and the moon in the sky. It's not going anywhere, my dog. It's not going anywhere. So instead of complaining about it, what can you do, or what can we do to help it? And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, that's okay. If the Cowboys refuse to sign him beyond this, then it would no longer be your problem for Dak Prescott. If Dak Prescott would be someone else's problem, and you can take the next quarterback and beat him up, right? You can take the next quarterback and say, that's the reason why we lost, because Trey Lance couldn't figure out ways to stop the run. Or that's the reason why we lost, because Cooper Rush wasn't able to hit wide receiver in stride. That's okay. You live in that moment. Let's listen.
He fits kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, number one, he's brilliant. He catches on really quick. Almost, he wants to be so good and so intense that I think he wants to be he almost is like too much at it right now. But it's the first day. So, but the other thing is I think he's a really good pressure player, and I think having that with Parsons and another pressure player that is a linebacker, or he can move somewhere else and Parsons can move somewhere else. I think those pieces add to kind of confusion more for the offense. Plus, he's a pretty good rusher.
How would you describe your coaching style and how it's evolved over time?
Yeah, it's a good question, Ed. I've never been. I guess the biggest thing is, we're going to have to see how I am after 2 years. I feel very comfortable with what I'm telling the players and how I'm telling them. We had a walkthrough out here the other day, and I wasn't as pleased with how it was going, and I let them know. So, I'm demanding, I guess, as far as how much I've changed from the time I've been here to then. I can't tell you yet. It's going to happen, during the course of preseason, the games, and go from there. But I got a job to do, and to get these players to play the best that they possibly can play, be as disciplined as they possibly can be, and
message
together as a team. So we have to get guys understanding their roles and what is asking them to do. And I don't know if I've said this in other press conference, but one of my big sayings all the time is, do your job so someone else can have success doing theirs. So you might not like taking on this double team, but that's your job. And this guy, because you're doing it, has got an opportunity to make some plays. And next time, he's going to help you make some plays. But that's how it all works together, whether it's corners and safeties or defensive line and linebackers or whatever it is.
You said you've...
Man, some of y'all complaining and arguing about Dak, and y'all missing the meat, worrying about the potatoes, right? Look, and I get it. I already heard this presser, right, or this interview. But when someone say coddling, when someone use that vernacular, do you know the definition of coddling? Are you understanding that when you coddle a baby too much, when it cries, right, that it becomes so dependent on that? Hear me out with this, and maybe you guys can understand and entertain the thoughts of learning something, right, instead of whining. What do you want us as fans to do with the Dak Prescott to make you feel that we're not coddling him? What do you want? Because when I open up the phone lines and I ask people, what do you want ultimately, they don't give me a name of a quarterback. They don't give me a solution. They just cry and complain about the quarterback that's under center. Because here's the thing. Regardless of whether or not 4 is under center or not, you still have to do the fundamentals. You still have to run the ball, and you still have to stop the run. You still gonna have the wherewithal to whoever you replace got to be better than your said quarterback that's now. And according to stats and accolades, that's not easy to do. That's not easy to do, ladies and gentlemen. These are finite facts that you have to digest and understand. So it's no coddling of a player. If anything, you should be directing your pains and your sorrows to the front office, not us over here inventing and ranting and crying like a baby, right? Because you yourself is coddling, right? Because you're crying over a situation that is like literally spilled milk. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing. We can't hold players accountable. The coaching staff got to hold players accountable. When players refuse to run through a gap, that's not on fans. That's not on us. When players refuse to put in extra time, that's not on fans. That's on the player said coaching staff. When you decide to root and support a team that hire all of these guys that's like them, who we done hired? Oh my goodness, Scott McCurley's, and expect to have these type of different outcomes, that's not on us as fans. When you see a staff that refuse to put true linebackers in and put someone, I'm 205 pounds, right? And I know for sure I can't play linebacker. And they put 205-pound guy in as linebacker, that's not on us as fans. That's on coaching staff. And the poor Marquise Bell, that's not on him. That's not on Marquise Bell. When you decide to go into a season, right, and you're not able to get 2 to 3 yards when teams are playing cloud or cover 6 or cover 4 defense, that's not on the quarterback. That's on the front 5, and that's on the running game, and that's on the scheme. If you playing in a poor scheme, that's just what it is. That's life. That's football. And I hope that you guys can understand that. Yeah. McCurley and Darian Thompson, those guys, shout out, kudos and credence to them, right? Shout out to Aiden Durde. I had people that literally coach players that made it to the Hall of Fame, and on top of that, made it to multiple Pro Bowls and All Pros, that said that they, and I'm not going to call the name out because I don't want to hit up and lose any connections here, but they said that themselves had to uncoach the coaching that they learned here in Cowboys land because the technique was flawed, right? So it's crazy for us to sit back and say, well, it's the player fault. Oh, it's Michael Parsons' fault that he's so talented that when he get to the playoffs that we only use him to one side of the field. When we are listening to Mike Zimmer and saying that same talent that you see in Parsons, you're going to have to scheme that so that you can get other players to eat on top of that, to get other players like himself to win and make impactful plays. But a third of the people that don't understand football, that can't even explain what cover 3 is or know what even A gap or B gap is, will quickly say Parsons is trash. Parsons is too focused in on podcasts. When you're seeing that he's getting gobbled up on the edge there because teams are running away from him and they're shooting up through other gaps and he's being schemed out of the situation, and the Cowboys made not one adjustment to that whole process. And all of a sudden, that is a Michael Parsons fault and a Dak Prescott fault. I can't make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up. And that's just the reality of it. We're hearing a dude saying that, hey, it's time out for that, and we will have to understand to scheme him. And to be fair to Dan Quinn, just to be fair just a little bit, he was already checked out. He was already interviewing for another position. I just hope that when it get down to playoff time, because I know that this is a playoff kind of caliber team, that these guys that's here won't be looking on the other side of the fence to secure their job.
Actually, like, whispered to player, like some guys that didn't like getting called out in public, you change your style. Okay, I don't remember that, Zimmer, but so you kind of put your arm around the guy, and
there's several guys that have been like that. I don't ever remember really getting after Darren Woodson or Deion Sanders. I don't, there'd be times on the sideline I'd say, what the heck are you doing here? It's like, or things like that, but it's never really, and I'm hard on the rookies. There's no question about it, because I feel like you have to train them first, to make sure that you're demanding, because, it's like having little kids. If you let them get out of hand, then they're going to continue to get out of hand.
Woo! Listen!
But yeah, I had one guy that just probably had several. I mean, that you had to just coach him and understand, and I'd walk up to him and say, hey, try it like this time, and do it. Just wait here, and then kind of work your way down, and things like that. But as long as guys are understanding and trying and want to be coached, I got no issues with that. And will there be times I get mad? No doubt. But each guy is different. I think that's what teaching and coaching or whatever it is.
Generally speaking, do great players like to be coached hard?
they like to be coached. And I still think they're all different a little bit. You know, Harrison Smith is a great player. You know, for Minnesota, had him for a long time, and you know, he'd miss a tackle, and I'd just give him a look, and he, you know, but he knew more than, you know, he knew when he played.
He knew he
bad.
failed.
Yeah, he knew he played bad or something like that, or he made a bad play on something. You know, so I didn't need to bang it into him. He already knew. You know, so, but you know, those guys get a little bit more freedom because they know what they can do and what's expected of them, and that's what the great players do.
What do you and Mike's relationship now that, you know, you knew each other, and I think you'd obviously become friends in the same division, but working together every day, spending a lot of time together, what's that been like?
Yeah, I don't know that we're friends in the same division. In the same division, we're really friends.
Yeah, I thought personally maybe
But
you
you
had
talked
been able
about
to.
that your
Yeah.
team gave him the hardest time.
Yeah.
He's an offensive coach. He's
Very
calling the plays.
complimentary.
You're calling the plays
Yeah.
on defense, and you guys gave him the hardest time.
Yeah, and they gave us the hardest time too. You know, that when I came in there, they were the team you had to beat, and you know, fortunately we beat them a few times, and they beat us a few times. But no, it's been great. We sit down and talk about football and schemes and life and all different things. You know, he's really involved obviously with the whole team, but you know, we have opportunities to sit down and just talk about, hey, do you remember this play or that play, or you know, you're seeing teams do this now or that. So no, it's been great.
What was
Right.
your draft experience like? Has a general manager changed at all in the draft room?
Nope, it's been the same since I was here the last time. Coaches have a lot of input. Scouts. I should say this.
Okay, break it out.
So of all the places that I've been, and not to take anything away from anybody else, these guys do a tremendous job in the draft room. The analytics, talking about, you know, his play speed, talking about, you know, who he kind of correlates to, you know, all that. I think they do an outstanding job. And I'm not saying this because I'm here. I'm telling, you know, telling us the truth. So, but the scouts have a lot of input. They're not afraid to disagree on guys. You know, the coaches have.
Shall I bring Miss Piggy out?
And, you know, obviously Jerry and Steven talk about it and they listen, and then obviously they make the decision. But along with Mike. So no, I'm telling you, it's as good as I've ever been. In Minnesota, we had a really good sit.
Hey, do I bring Miss Piggy out or not? Or shall I put her away? Is that in the words of my guy, boss? Is that wee woo or not? You know, hey, is that wee woo? Won't you woo woo woo? Is that Miss Piggy? You put lipstick on that pig. Hey, Miss Piggy, how you doing? Oh, she's so sweet with the pearls and everything. Oh, my goodness, I miss you, Miss Piggy. All right. Oh, my goodness. Well, we do draft pretty well, by the way. And then just to be fair, yeah, coaching do have a lot of input and impact to the situation. I heard that there was a coaching move to get a Taco Charlton and as well as a Tristan Hill. So yeah, that was coaching. Right. So he may be telling the truth. Maybe I had to put the pig away.
System and do things the right way, and Cincinnati. But this is the most in-depth, involved draft process that I think I've been in.
What kind of job has Tad done?
Shitty.
Because here you are. He didn't shield you from this properly.
It was great until now.
Yeah.
By the way, being a grandfather, you mentioned it. Like, how cool is that? And then to be here, you know, get to be
Yeah.
around them more.
Yeah, I see them almost every night now. You
Wow.
know, they come over to the house, and you know, they're wild little buggers. But it's been fun. Yeah, it's been fun to be able to see, you know, my other daughter and both the daughters. But you know, that part's good. You know, Dallas has always been a great place. You know, I always thought that.
I think he said every night he gets to see his grandkids. And
At ESPN in Bristol, in studio, giving up part of
Rogue Media Network, kind of fun to see. I also got a kick out of the fact we kept sort of asking some of the defensive players, hey, what's it been like talking to Zim? And I felt like most of them were like, well, I hadn't really seen him yet, or
yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Just decided to write it out. Wasn't a bad look back then. A thinner Mosley, a younger Mosley. But this is me now. This is me raw. I think I could use some better lighting and perhaps makeup, but we don't really do makeup for podcasting purposes. Now, Ed, as we kind of wrap this up, and what a deal. Exclusive with Zimmer. Exclusive with a second-round pick. Had a nice little visit with Tyler Guyton off to the side, Cowboys' first-round pick, because, Ed, I had his high school coach on, the man who told him one day Tyler Guyton had transferred to Manor High School to play basketball, and the head football coach saw him walking in the halls and said, report to the field house immediately. And Tyler said, well, I've got class. He said, I'll talk to the teacher. It's okay. And that is how he
Not anymore.
That's how he became a football player. And the rest, as they say, is history by way of TCU and then Oklahoma. Now, Ed, at these things, the head coach normally speaks, and that happened. And Mike McCarthy later in the day met with reporters, and happens during these OTAs/rookie mini camps, and said a few things of interest. But Ed, one thing I wanted us to sound off on was he was asked about the return of Zeke Elliott, and Mike said all the things you would expect: a huge smile, what his presence means. Ed, you noted when we were standing in the locker room, oh, there he is, right over there by Dak. He's now number 15, okay, goes back to his old college number at Ohio State. But Mike had some interesting things to say in regards to, like, what his role would be. And Mike went out of his way to be complimentary, said he looks a lot like the guy who used to be here, but also said, hey, no real, this is going to be a running back by committee, which, again, given what the Cowboys have done this offseason, and given with Pollard leaving in free agency or losing him in free agency, Ed, this is not, again, Zeke, good leader, nice to have him back. But in terms of a running production, I would say this current group does not inspire a lot of confidence.
Well, and, like I mentioned before, the 2 points of emphasis this offseason for McCarthy, at least according to what he said publicly when it began, was we need to improve our running game on offense, and we need to be better at stopping the run on defense. Well, I don't see how they've improved themselves in the run game on offense unless they've done it with these offensive line draft picks, right? If they've done it with Tyler Guyton taking over for Tyron Smith as a rookie left tackle. And if Connor Beebe replaces Tyler Biotish as the starting center. And that is where those two players have begun their work in this initial minicamp. To me, if they're going to be a good running team, then it's got to come from a better offensive line, because the backs aren't better. At this point in his career, Ezekiel Elliott's not a better player than Tony Pollard. But I will say that I don't mind bringing Ezekiel Elliott back, because I think he creates a mentality of toughness. He's a fierce competitor. I think he'll make them better around the goal line and in short yardage last year. And having somebody, McCarthy mentioned last year that there's a bigger emphasis on pass protection for the backs. Well, Zeke's always been.
No doubt. Let's get ready, baby. Open up the phone lines for your mind. Brought to you by Prize Picks. Let's get it. There's a room fill up. Be sure to hit the like, share this content. Let's go. I think the running back by committee is a real thing. I think that if you can get 3 yards when you need 3 yards, that's a plus. if you can manage to get 5 yards when you surprisingly only needed 1, that's a plus. And if they can do that by solidifying the front 5, that is a plus for us, ladies and gentlemen. And that's just how it goes. Unfortunately, the last year we didn't have any hammer. We only had nails, right? But, hey, be sure to check out Prize Picks, man, and you can be in the mix just like this I went with Caitlin, and then I went with Kelsey, and then I went with Stewart, and I went with all less plus more. And on top of that, when you're using these type of promotion, they do have 100% of your deposit match up to $100, and they do have selections that you can pick just by riding the coattails of them. So they got professional people that you can pick plays from. I would tell you this, though. Don't pick the Ruby Rose picks, man. I would trust Stephen A. Smith just a little bit over Ruby, but you can always figure out which way you want to go on your own. Let's get it. Let's open up these phone lines. Appreciate everybody, man, for your time. 657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind. Keep it short, keep it simple. Let me know what's on your cranium. Let me know what's on your heart, soul, and sinew as we continue to grind and shine. Baby, let's get it. Let's get it.
There is one other participant in the conference.
I got 100 grand with the plan. What's good, man?
My boy chilling, you know.
Not much,
Listen
man.
Here, man. Listen here, man.
Are you waving the white flag too? Are you pushing out the
what everybody gonna say? What everybody gonna say when we blow the Browns out?
Oh, you going that angle?
Everybody gonna say when we blow the Browns out,
Come
man.
on, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, man.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
What everybody gonna say then, man?
Yeah, I mean, that's just what it is.
When we blow the Browns out, man.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Because that's what's gonna happen, dog.
Yeah,
We gonna blow the Browns out.
We're gonna blow them out, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Listen,
I mean,
that's a good team over there.
Yeah.
A good team over there, but listen, second year Dak in this offense. Come on, man. With that defense that ain't no. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I'm old enough to remember last year they said that Daniel Jones was a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. They said that Thibodeau and company, what they were able to do in the draft, they did better. They was going to beat us in the Giants. They was going to just stump the Cowboys. They looked at the Cowboys not even making it to the postseason. You know what I'm saying? You remember that? You remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah, and they had a better coach and everything. They said Brian DeBall is light years ahead of Mike McCarthy. Brian DeBall never beat Mike McCarthy. I don't think he did.
And we came out and stomped them boys, man.
Yeah.
We came out and we stomped them boys, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's just the Giants, man. You know, that's just the Giants." What they gonna say?
But this is what
when we come out.
This is what make me mad though. 100 grand.
What?
You know what make me mad though?
What made you mad, my boy?
That in week 3, everybody said we was gonna beat the Cards, and you was the only sucker. You was the only sucker. I said you the only one that when everybody was jumping on the Cowboys bandwagon. I was mad at you.
Scott, you was mad. Scott said, "Don't call into my show, dog. Don't call in." Scott was pissed. Scott was angry with me for the whole week.
Yeah. So when everybody was wrong, you was right. And when everybody was saying right, you was wrong. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh, man.
I'm telling you, man, we gonna jump on them boys, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. That's light work, man. Listen. We gonna start fast. We gotta come out the gate with the dub. You see what the 49ers got? How you gonna give the 49ers the Jets, man? Come on, man. Come on. You gonna give the 49ers the Jets?
Wait a
At
minute.
San Francisco.
Oh, at San Fran.
Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Well,
that's not fair.
Well,
That's not fair, man.
Hold on, before you can it though. I think that Shanahan dude. He used to coach with Shanahan, right? What's that coach name for the Jets?
Oh no, I don't know. Don't give me the line.
Yeah.
They're gonna blow them out though. They're gonna blow them out, man. Easy work, dog. They're gonna blow them out. Let me tell you something that's gonna be real sneaky.
What's that?
Let me tell you something.
Salah.
The Eagles got the Eagles got Green Bay. Let me tell you, yo, that's an L right there. I'm telling you that right. We all know Kevin Moore. Listen, that's an L. That's an L. They can't beat Green Bay. I'm keeping it real with you. They can't beat no Green Bay. I'm sorry. You lost to Tampa Bay last year in the playoffs. You think you're going to come out and beat Green Bay? The way they like to run that football, they don't even got to throw it. I don't even think they're going to throw the football because they try to get that pass together.
They
can run the football. They can run the football. So I smell trouble for the Eagles.
That's going to be intriguing. It's going to be very intriguing to see how
Philly too.
See how that goes, man.
Trouble.
Yeah.
And they got Kevin Moore. So yeah.
Damn. All right. So who the Giants? Who the Giants got week 1?
I don't know. I don't know. Those are the only leaks that I've seen. I haven't seen any more leaks. The only other leak I've seen. What's another one?
Yeah.
That's about it. Other than the opening game.
I guess they're gonna do Giants Washington week 1 then.
Yeah. Do a division game week 1.
You gotta have one.
I'm just glad we not playing. I'm just glad we not playing the Giants, man. It seems like we played the Giants for like 5 years straight. Week 1. I can't. Come on, man. Save the Giants for further on in the year.
Yeah. Say that good stuff, man. Appreciate you for calling in, dog. You know.
No doubt. And what's up with your Mavs, man? You waving your Mavs, man? What's going on with your Mavs, man?
Man, they getting
I know
the
you
fight.
hurt, man.
Yeah, we still
I
in it
thought
though.
they had that game last night. And I said, what?
Man, just couldn't hit nothing, man. Couldn't hit water. Fell off a boat, man. Shoot. They fighting after the game and everything. It was just crazy, man. Mavs going to be victorious down the stretch, though, man. But down the stretch.
Hey,
watch out.
We'll see.
Hey. What Miami doing again? Miami your team, right?
Listen, man, listen. We in Cancun right now chilling. That's what we do. But my Yankees is holding it down.
See, every time we just chilling. Appreciate you for calling in 100 grand. Yeah.
No doubt, bro. No doubt.
Let me hear you say it.
How about those Cowboys and Yankees?
Oh, get out of here, man. From the 804, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me.
What up, love? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing well, man. Can't complain. Talk to me.
Hey, man, I never got to call in from the draft and stuff. Just wanted to tell you, man, that was awesome. The stuff you covered and everything. That 8 hours you put in on that one day.
Yeah.
Salute you, bro. Like, people don't go hard like that. So salute you for that, bro.
Man, appreciate you, man. That thing was longer than Shaq feet, man. Shaq versus Shannon over there, man. Shoot.
It's crazy, bro. I'm sitting there fishing. I'm sitting there, you still going? I'm like, all right, let's get it.
Let's get it, man. Shoot. Lamar versus Drake, man. I was in there, man. Yeah. You know, the craziest thing is that basketball players and football players, they fighting each other. And all football players got to do is just show the Oklahoma drill, right? That made more. That's all they had to do. They doing all of this back and forth. Just show a few Oklahoma drills, and then just put the. You know what? Somebody can go viral right now. They show an Oklahoma drill, and then and then the next time,
everybody
be quiet, and then the next play, the dude shooting free throws. Yeah, but what you got, man?
Me and myself was sitting there listening to you while we was fishing, man. Just seeing what was going on and stuff. It was awesome, man. So appreciate you for that.
Did you catch anything, man? Did you catch anything? What you caught?
Oh yeah, we caught a few bass and stuff. He caught a few little crabbies and stuff. So he had a good time.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Threw him back in, or y'all caught
Oh
him
yeah,
and
we
cooked
threw him back, man.
Threw him back. Okay.
Yeah.
This was it, man.
But what you gonna do? How you think you gonna get? How they gonna get Guyton ready for Myles Garrett, man?
All right, this is my game plan for it. Don't leave him on don't leave him on an island by Myles by himself. You know what you got to do is that I feel comfortable with Zeke in the backfield with this whole situation, right? And then Zeke can leak out, right? I feel comfortable with if Brevin can stay healthy, man. I'm praying to God, you know, that if he can stay healthy, because I like the other kid last year, John Stevens, right? But if Brevin can stay healthy, I trust his blocking. He's a dog nasty mindset guy, a schoolmaker. I like his chips and then release. So I think that you're always going to have an extra tight end on that side, because that's two areas of issues. One being that Tyler Guyton is a rookie. Two being that's the blind side.
That's Myles Garrett.
Yeah, that's Myles Garrett. Yeah, and then third being is that this Myles, man, and then they got Zadarius Smith on the other side.
Yeah.
So they got two bookends, and they got big boy down in the middle. So they like to pressure you to throw the ball in uncomfortable situations. And the only way that you got to get the Cleveland Browns up out of that look, you got to run the ball. You got to. They got Grant Delpit and the other kid that's sitting there looming, looking all over the field. They got some guys, some safeties, man, that I like out of that backfield. So it's not going to be a walk in the park. So that's why I said week 1 will be the ultimate test of our physicality.
Yeah, you know they're gonna scheme up stuff for Myles too.
Yeah. Oh, and then on the offensive side, shoot, you got Cooper, not Rush, but you got Amari Cooper, and then you have Jerry Jeudy, and also you have Elijah Moore with David and Njoku.
I think that with Diggs that happened so early, I think he come back ready, man.
Who that?
Diggs, I think he come back ready for it, man.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good matchup, man. That would be the matchup that I want to see. I want to put a little pressure on Watson so that it could be possible that he throws off platform, so we can pick him off a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was looking at that matchup that you and 100 Grand was talking about, man. It was like I think the Giants got Carolina and Germany that first game, man. That's what they talking about.
Oh, they're gonna play Carolina?
Yeah, so they get an easy one too.
Yeah, it should be a dub for the Giants if that's the case. Yeah. Who's the Giants quarterback again? Is it still Daniel Jones, right?
Still Daniel for right now, as far as we know.
Panthers may be sneaky though, but the Panthers still shooting themselves in the foot because they didn't get that quarterback down there in Texans. You know.
Yeah,
that's just what that is, man.
Preseason's gonna tell us a lot.
Hell yeah,
still
man.
out there playing the first 2 games.
But yeah, man, appreciate you for calling in, Chief.
No problem, bro. Y'all be easy, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Hold. Before you go, let me hear you say it.
How about them Cowboys, bro?
How about them, man? It's a new season, man. Hey, what happened last year? It's how about them Cowboys now. And I got my dog, my brother from another mother, from the 513. It's you and me, man. We live on the Nation, man. Talk to me.
Uh-oh, it's just me and you?
Yeah,
me
man.
And you?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me all right? I'm in the car.
Let me see. Say something.
Yo. Can you hear me?
You good.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanna point something out for all of us. And this is with the running back. So we gotta keep in mind, last year, Dak Prescott basically carried that whole offense with no real run threat at all. Despite that, the defenses knew that Dak was going to be throwing the ball a lot, and Dak was still able to play as an MVP caliber player.
Yeah.
Now, this year, we have added a stronger force at center that is able to create alleyways as well as hold down the pocket.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we are bringing 2 running backs that bring the hammer to the offense that we had 0 of last year.
Right.
Zeke and Royce. So when you add that factor into the fact that we are going to be actually leaning more on Dak and the passing game more than the running game, we are just adding another element and another boost to what we did successfully last year.
Yeah.
It's not that we really need a star running back like a lot of our fans may be thinking.
Okay.
When we have a quarterback that is able to play like an MVP without having a run game, and then you add running backs that do bring force, that do lay the wood, and do wear down the defenses, especially on short yardage as well, we got to really think about how much we are adding a new element to the success of what we had last year. It's going to take pressure off of Dak. It's going to allow even more passing lanes to be open, and it's going to bring more protection for Dak as well. So I just wanted to really point that out. And then I know a lot of people are also saying that we need a speedster at running back, and I think we're also forgetting about Turpin.
Yeah.
Turpin is somebody that we use at running back every so often, and I feel like he still has a good role in this offense if he's used properly.
Yeah. Now here's my objective take on this. If it's a shootout, I don't want that. I don't want us going into the complete seasons with that. Meaning that if this defense can't stop the run, and if all of a sudden they catch us in some weird looks, that Watson is lighting it up with Cooper as well as with Jerry Jeudy, then I wouldn't want that, by the way. But if it's a situation whereas we control the clock and we are still eligible to get 4 or 5 yards on the ground and make it look like one of those games where you don't heavily depend on Dak Prescott to do it all, I would take that type of game, win or loss. Because what I'm wanting week 1 is for us to compete against a team that's by far good at the crib and one of the better defenses in the National Football League. And if you can show me that we can get running yards when necessary and we can get throwing yards when necessary, that would be a plus for me. But I still have us winning the game, though, Marcus. I still have us winning the game.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, like, we still rely on Dak as the main priority.
Right.
But, I mean, it's just the fact that we really have ball carriers now that are able to shoot up through those gaps, that are able to make plays. And we're going to be able to lean on that a little bit more and take the pressure off of Dak, which is going to be really nice.
It's going to be good to see. Yeah.
As much as we know that Zeke is not going to be who he used to be, if we really look at his tape from last year objectively with New England, where they had a terrible offensive line, they had no quarterback play, he really did pretty well. Like, he really did.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see because, he's going to have, Dak at the command, who is a threat with the ball. And then they're going to have to lighten up the box because if they don't lighten up that box to, cover CD, cover Ferguson, Cooks down the field, I mean, that's going to be a problem for defenses. So with that being said, it's going to create advantages for people like Zeke and Royce and Rico to be able to get down there and get through the line.
Yeah. Can't wait to see
That'll
it,
be
man.
Interesting, man.
Hey, I'm all down for it, man. I know it's 2 months from now, right? It's a little ways from here, but we gonna get it, man. I appreciate you. Let me hear you say it, fam.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them, man? That's my guy Marcus from Cincinnati. I would say this, though. They do have my dog Warren Thornhill over there. They do have Grant Delpit. They do have JOK. I love their secondary. Ward, Denzel Ward, shout out to him. And Emerson, he stood tall. And then they got Greg Newsom in the slot. So when you're looking at Newsom, the ability to be on you like white on rice, right? I think that's going to be the matchup with CeeDee Lamb versus Newsom on the outside. Ward versus Cooks. I love my Cowboys, but I'm leaning on Ward to take that over, my guy Cooks. So I need for one of my other wide receivers to stand tall in this game, right? All right, so Grant Delpit, you can't just throw anything in his area. He's a good cover. He can come down and fit and hit. So I do like that aspect out of Cleveland Brown. I love defenses, right? So this is like the perfect matchup for the Cowboys to test out, their gonads. You know what I'm saying? How big are they? Test them out, those cojones that everybody talked about. Win, lose, or draw, I'm looking for my team to be competitive and compete, right? What are the issues with Warren Thornhill? Okay, out in space, can you get him, he can be overly aggressive. What are the issues with my guy, Grant Delpit? He ain't willing to tackle all the time like that. And he can cover, he can fit, but he ain't a proper wrap-up guy. I want us to bring the running game to the board, right? JOK, he's hooked sideline to sideline guy. He's going to fly around. You're going to have to bring it at the table. And I'm not even talking about Garrett and Arukawowo, however you say that man's name. So they're going to bring a lot to the table in that fashion, And was it Zadarius Smith always gave us problems. Cleveland like to run, whether it's Nick Chubb or not. Yeah. They don't like to run. They love to run. And is that offensive coordinator, is Bill Callahan, is he still there, ladies and gentlemen? I know y'all know. Yeah. Is Bill Callahan still there? All right, so I got DMV George from the 240. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me, man.
What's going on, Bob? What's going on?
Hey, man, I'm ready for football. I'm ready for training camp, really. I'm not even ready for September the 8th. I'm ready for training camp. That's what I'm ready for, man.
Most definitely. It's right around the corner, too. You gotta wait too long.
Yeah. Not too long, man.
Yeah, but I just came on here to speak. You guys been talking about the run game and stuff a lot recently. And I just feel like, going into the season, we could put all the pieces there for the run game. Rebuild the offensive line and stuff. We can get these running backs. But I feel like after last year, we had all this. Our running scheme was just pulling Zach Martin and Tyler Smith all day. That's Mike McCarthy's scheme. I don't know. Maybe that was a Tony Pollard thing, but I don't know. From seeing the film from last year, what we did in the run game, our scheme in the run game was really scary and it really was inefficient. We seen Tony Pollard big runs almost cut in half because the only way they would run him is from shotgun and pulling the guards because we have the two best guards in football. But I don't is he going to go with something similar or are we going back to zone running?
I think we want to do zone runs, man. They want to adopt that the same. Now it's because of the system and scheme that they pretty much got. Is they're gonna want to run through C-gap. From what I've seen from Solari or what have you, they want to get their runners on the edge and shoot upfield. I don't foresee this team still continue to try to run up through A-gap. I get it. I like BB. I'm going to love the fight that he's going to bring to the table versus Brock Hoffman. And in the last few weeks, I think a lot of people forgot about TJ Bass because they love the new toys, right? So I think that TJ Bass is going to be another guy that's going to try to fight for a role. But let's be real with it. I think that BB may win that role, and I think that they're going to pull him from the center and get him out in space on some of those outside runs. I think that they're going to do that. And before I let you go again, they corrected me. Bill Callahan is now on the Titans. Titans gonna be looking. Really? They're gonna look really good. Titans gonna look real good. Yeah, but go ahead.
That would be a little bit worse if they still had Derrick Henry. But with Tony Pollard, I'm not worried about that.
I like the other running back too that they got over there that they drafted last year.
What was it?
It's tip of my tongue. It started with a T as well. He's a shifty back just like Tony Pollard. What's his name, y'all? Help me out. I don't want to Google. Titans got running backs.
Bill Callahan's nice. That was one of our worst departures in the past 10 years. Bill Callahan is so nice.
Yeah. I would love Callahan. Tajay Spears.
Okay.
Yeah. So they got lightning. They got nail. So I'm gonna see how they work with the scheme there, because they don't have a power back, I believe, over there. But go ahead, bro.
But they gonna let it fly over there. But my last point is going back to our back end. I don't know what, like, I haven't heard too many people talk about, our safety play, and that's why I really want to get these players signed like Dak and CD, so we can go ahead and fill out the rest of this roster, because I feel like our secondary is very incomplete right now, like almost a liability incomplete.
What's our cap number now? How much money we got?
I'm on my laptop right now.
Boy, I thought you were driving and you drove off the road. I was like, Lord, what's the cap number?
Our cap number is cap space. Here we go. Mm-hmm. We have $3 million of cap space.
Hey, bro, there ain't enough money to go get a freeze pop, man. That's calculated after we done signed all of our boys, and we still got to sign one more player, Marshawn Nealon. So we don't have any money.
Yeah,
we don't have any money unless they.
I think get these players signed.
Get these players signed. Yeah. Because what I'm looking for, go ahead. I was gonna say I'm just looking for another defensive tackle, to fit right on in. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know. Javon Christon is not still on his roster, is he?
No, he's done. He's gone. Yeah, he's not here. He's free agent.
Okay, yeah. So that makes it even worse. So we're working with Marquise Bell, which is a good starting level player. I feel like he got that heart. He has he knows how to play starting level NFL football, so I like that. But besides that, we got Malik Hooker, who on the back end of his career, we've seen his coverage liabilities, and Donovan Wilson can't cover, period. But Donovan Wilson's still a great level starter, but he's a box safety at the end of the day. So I feel like our back end is kind of really a deficiency right now.
Now, Dono, I like his skill set. He's a over aggressive guy, right? And you said can't cover. He had coverage ability, but I seen that diminish a little bit in these last 2 seasons. I do like him down inside of the box. Yeah. Oh, so you saying you still want him to start? Do you think that if given a fair shake at it, do you think he's better than Wanye?
Wanye Thomas?
Mm-hmm.
At strong safety or at free? Because I seen Wanye play a lot of free last year too.
In either of those spots, because Hooker, he's still gonna have that free role.
Yeah.
But just to get the best player out there on the field.
Wanye can definitely come in and get starting reps and be productive. And I feel like Donovan Wilson's a better box safety. Like he's one. I feel like he's like one of the most underrated box safeties in the league. But
right.
I feel like going forward, like I would trust Wanye in one-on-one situations way better than I would trust Donovan Wilson.
Okay. Well, man, that's why it's going to be so. That's why it's going to be such a great off season, because we're evaluating Bell, Wanye, Woods, and then Hooker, of course, to a degree, and the Woods kid, like I said, and then whoever is it, I think they still got a Cedric Wetwine or somebody like that. So we got a lot of guys that we're going to be looking at to see who's going to stand tall. But for right now, Wanye is one of the favorites, and then Wilson, he's the guy that's paid, right? So the Cowboys are going to have to give him a shot at it regardless. Right? He's paid. Yeah.
Most definitely. Right. I was wondering why going into the draft. Like, I liked our draft, but I really wanted us to maybe target one of those safeties in the later rounds, or one of those safeties or corners even in the later rounds, because I'm not too confident with Jordan Lewis at all either. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. If it's up to me, Keelan Carson's, I get it. A lot of people are banging on the table to put him on the outside, but as a rookie, I don't want him on the outside right now. You know, I think that you can cover it a little bit better putting him down inside. Because can you imagine Keelan Carson's on the outside with Cooper or Jerry Jeudy week 1, right? I'm like, come on, man. Like, don't do my guy like that, because what you want to do is establish that confidence up front. And I'm not saying that Seatbelt can't do it, but what I'm saying is the Cowboys best, you know, slowly integrate him into this role all the way, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Most
all I'm
definitely.
saying. Yes, indeed, man.
But yep, I'll let y'all do somebody else in here. It was good talking to you.
Good talking to you, DMV. That's my guy, DMV George, man, from the 240. Let me look up this list right quick. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. We were talking about DBs, right? I'm going to stroll all the way. Where the DBs at? DBs. They got them by numbers. I hate when they do it this way. All right, so we got Eric Scott, Josh DeBerry. Man, he need a sandwich, man. He 184 pounds. Shoot, he need a sandwich. All right, Keelan Carson's. Josh Butler. Yeah. Red Wine is out of there. So it's going to be, all right, Deron. Okay, Red Wine is there. I see Red Wine. Yeah, Red Wine. Look, I heard some good stuff. So he's still there, y'all. So he ain't out of there now. Red Wine is still there. Number 20. They gave him number 20. So I wish they did it by positions, but they did it by numbers. I hate when it's like this. But shout out to the Cowboys. This is a list from Pat No-C Walker. All right, Snoop. So Josh Butler. It's going to be fun, man. This secondary is going to be real fun to watch, man. It's going to be real fun to evaluate as well. Yeah, D-Berry do need a sandwich, y'all. 182 pounds. He needs some milk. I got from the 206. You're live, man. Is this MJ?
What up?
What up?
What up, Law?
What's going on with you, man?
Just checking you out. How's your day?
Man, oh man, my day is better than I deserve, man. Yeah.
Yeah, the safety room gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Who you got? Who you got as your way too early starters right now?
Well, it's a hard setup. Well, you know, I let your boy. G-Law.
I'm biased. I'm biased in my secondary as far as the safeties, because if I wanted to give a shot at it, I would give it to Marquise Bell and Wanye.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man, they be mad at me. And shout out to Dono. He's my dude. But and in certain packages, man, I'll have Dono playing down inside. But keep going.
But you gotta remember that Hooker was a first round pick in the top 10.
Yeah.
And then he was hurt. Then we got him back all the way to his health, and he's still young.
Yeah.
He ain't up about 27, 28, so that's young. And now he get to play the right way. Then he got to worry about one safety in the back. Now he got two. He can play his set on his side. Then the other safety can play his side. You see what I'm saying? So now, like you say, now you got linebackers that could cover. So you could run so many schemes that could really get the quarterback confused.
Did you hear Zim on that podcast, Doomsday podcast?
Yeah.
He said he will always, he used the word always, have two linebackers on the field. Always. And on his scheme. And then he said he would try to have three. Now, sometimes, yeah, because we play so much nickel anyhow. So, if I'm a betting man, it's going to be always Kendricks.
Yep.
Sometimes Overshown, right? So I'm looking at it like that. And Parsons is going to always be on the field as well, because when it's time for Parsons to get down from that linebacker spot, he'll be on the edge. So I think Overshown, Kendricks is going to be your two, and then eventually
it might not be Overshown though. It might be the Notre Dame linebacker.
Mirrors. They do. They do like him. Yeah. Yeah, they do like him.
He attacks. He can blitz, and he can, he can cover. Because he used to be a safety too. And then he get to just play one position. Just like Voss said, he could, that's where people messed up. Because Notre Dame played them all over the field, so it make your rating go low.
Yeah.
When you get just to study in one position, like Zimmer wants you to play one position and be better at that one position, that's how your defense get good. Instead of being all over the field, like Dan Quinn had you all over the field.
Yeah.
And you don't really get the best out of your players doing that.
Yeah.
Because they still tripping. How does Dan Quinn make that 330-pound D tackle? Tell him I'll make you a 3-tech. What is Dan Quinn? I'm still mad at that.
He's still mad at Dan Quinn. He already.
Why he do that, Law?
Because
Why he do that, bro?
He tried to be the sharpest knife in the drawer, right?
and he messed that defense up. And then I was wondering, another thing, if y'all go watch the tape, Cowboy Nation, what hurt Mazy, because he made Mazy try to be a 3-tech that he not is. And he just should have had him hold a position, like you said, Law. That's what he good at. And then when he turned his sideways, that's why Mazy was getting his butt pushed all over the field. Did y'all see? Y'all go watch the tape. Mazy turn. Once you turn on the guard, you make it easy for me to push you.
Yeah.
Instead of just standing in your spot and don't get moved, so my linebackers can eat. That's another thing what your boy said, Zimmer. He said, I want you. Sometimes you'll be able to eat. Your job is to make my boys flow to the ball so we can stop this run. Not you trying to be all world. And that message is for everybody on the field. That's for 54. That's for number 11. Y'all need to play in your place and stop trying to be hero.
You're right. You're right.
He don't want no
right
hero ball. And I like
that
that.
hero ball. Yeah.
Yeah, the hero ball killer. You get out of your gap and then a guard run for 20, 30 yards.
Yeah.
And you should have been there and made the tackle. So he ain't going for that. He already was fussing at people in the camp.
Yeah. I heard you heard that clip, and I said, yeah. And this is before the veterans get there.
See, before the veterans get there.
Yeah.
He ain't got time for that stupidness. Yeah. I'm telling you gonna be on the whoever. Okay. To all the Cowboy Nation.
Break it down.
This should make you happy. He gonna put the player on the field who is very smart and know where to be. Because if you smart, that means you don't think the quarterback. You can bait the quarterback. Yeah. Now you think you trying to be cute, then that's when we get out. Yeah, man, how that guy get wide open? Like the Green Bay game, people wide open. Yeah. And see, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This guy 6-1 against the West Coast. The West Coast offense hate playing against Zimmer defenses because he confused the quarterback. The quarterback's trying to confuse him, but he confused them a lot. When he put them two linebackers in the middle, and you like, they blitzing, and then you think they gonna blitz, and then that's when you throw an interception. That's when you say, Law, that's what you said. This when your boy can have it. He got 2 interceptions. I still think he gonna get 15. Listen to what I'm saying. I think Parsons gonna get 15 sacks. But he won't be tired come playoff. Because them D ends, we got big D ends. See, Hoko is like 284, y'all. 288.
Yeah, they do
and
big,
he's a good, all our edge, we got the edge rushers now. Ain't nobody running to the edge no more. And now we get that middle covered. We needed one more veteran in that middle.
One more.
You know, like I said, I'm hoping Dan Quinn make a boo-boo or Cleveland. Cleveland got 5 D-techs.
Yeah, they got too many. Yeah.
They got 6. No, they got 7 D-tackles. 1 tech. They got 7 1-techs, Cleveland, y'all.
Yeah.
And the Redskins got 6. One of them ain't gonna be
one of them ain't gonna make it. Yeah.
We gonna get one of them.
And you know what I'm saying? The only thing is, man, we only got $2, man. So we need to figure out ways to get more than $2.
Well, you know, you get all your money June 1st. You get the rest of that money from Gallup.
Okay, good. Breaking it down. MJ,
Yeah,
appreciate you, man. I forgot about that. Hey, it's going to be nice for us, man.
It's going to be nice for us. And then, like I say, y'all, every Cowboy fan, I know we got a 50-50 on Dak Prescott. Yeah. But, guys, we got to go for him. We got to vote. We got to – I know some of y'all hate the man. You know, I'm saying to all the people on Law Nation call, even if you was playing for the Cowboys, I'm going to be voting for you to do good, too. I'm not going to come on here and downgrade you and play like you can't play because, look, I'm at home watching you. How the hell I'm going to talk about you and you on the field and you got a chance to make millions? How the hell can I talk about you? That's what get me when people come on people's phones and be downing players. Yeah. We can't do that. Now, we can get mad when they mess up.
Yeah.
And then we just replace them. But we can't be talking about the players and you ain't never played football in your life and you never played on a varsity team in your life and you talking about the players. Cowboy fans, we got to vote for our players. Our main goal is for us to go to a Super Bowl and finally get that chip.
Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate you so much, man. One more thing. Okay, all right.
I just want, like Derek said, this is going to come down. I'm not worried about the defense now because we're about to get coached. It's going to come down to McCarthy giving Dak Prescott the right play calls and running that damn ball like you did for Green Bay when you had them big halfbacks. Now we got big halfbacks. So I ain't worried about the halfbacks. Let's go. Let's get this chip and let's finally do it. So we could be bragging against them sorry Eagles. I can't stand them. Come on. Hey, wait. Before I go, play that soundtrack with the guy just dropped them. When you made him, that Eagle fan, please play that for her. That is cracking me up.
I got you, man. Appreciate you, man. That's MJ, man. Come on with it, man.
We answered. I talked stuff. I thought we had it. But it goes to show you who's a better team. And I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight they did?
Let's go, Birds fly, Eagles fly. Still Super Bowl chance.
But hey, if that smells so bad, man, I just got to tell y'all one thing to use, man. And this right here, man, don't y'all press that dial because I want you guys to hear this because you got to be in control of your odor. And I got some solutions for you, man, right here on the nation, one way or another. Let's go and stay in control. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW. Shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW. Shopmando.com. Let's go and let's stay in control of your odor. I love it.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
Baby! Woo!
Please come home.
What we got, baby?
I got beans and bologna.
Hey. Come on, baby. One love to y'all, man. Hey, I can't believe it, man, but MJ was the final call, man, and nobody else called in. But I love the consistency with MJ. He's going to make sure he get his points and his reasonings out, baby. And I love it. And also, if you're smelling something bad, and if it's on somebody's body, make sure that they stay in control and hit up Law Nations in the description box. We got Mando. It fights for 72 hours. Yeah. Fuji is the best. Yes, indeed. Come on, man. I need for somebody to fight for me. I need for some of y'all to fight for me. I need for some of y'all to pray for me as well. And can you do it for 72 hours, man? Let me know. Hit 1 in the chat if you shared this content. If you hit like on this channel. Put 1 in the chat for me, man. If the audio's straight too, by the way. And I want y'all to fight for 72 hours, man. Odor control. Every time we see an Eagle fan in here, it's just pouring out some bad odor. And every time we see a Washington person, it's just pouring out some bad odor. And every time we see or hear a Giants person, it's just smelling up and funking up the joint. It funks so bad, man. It smells so bad. Even the Green Bay Packers game, boy, we funk up the joint. We needed Mando dead. Mando, I blame y'all. Y'all couldn't hit us up before the Green Bay Packers game. Come on, Mando. We needed odor control. We was out of control. And Mando is aluminum free. Yes. Come on with it. Somebody said we need soap and water for them. Mando do got a full body wash. They do. They got a full body wash. Hold on. It just hit me. You see, the Eagles fan, they don't know how to use it. They'll take the Mando and they'll put it on without taking baths, without cleaning it off. And they would think that one wash that they got is equivalent to the 5 washes that we have, right? Yes, indeed. See, we still clean from all 5 washes, right? See, they lather one time. See, you gotta take the soap and you gotta lather it up. And then you gotta get that good lather on. And you gotta put it and apply it all over the body. You see, the Eagles fans, they lather one time and they said it's good. They the type of people that use the soap without the towel. Come on with it. So are the Giants. So are the Washington team. You see, we lather up real good. We still clean since 1995. But I'm gonna tell you, the cleaning is wearing off. Cowboy Nation, we need to take another bath. Come on, baby. 6 is on his way. We need to win one more time. I don't want my beard to be gray like Moses' beard. Come on, baby. We got to figure this out. Cowboy Nation, we got to stand tall or not at all, right? We do. Yes, indeed.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
But Lau, how are y'all cleaner than us? Y'all haven't took a bath since 95. Well, at least we took 5 baths. Y'all took 1. And the ones that y'all took in 1925 and 1914, they don't count. But Lord, we are the best. At least we made it to the Super Bowl. And y'all haven't won. Passing the divisional round, we better. No, man. Y'all took a shower with your socks on, man. You took a shower with your clothes still on. You didn't clean off good. Come on now. Yeah, VA Cowboys was like, hey, they took baths with it before hot water was here. All right, man. Shout out to Mando. They gonna send me another check after a while. They were like, hey, Law, we said one read. I'll take it, you know. I'll wash off with this check. Come on with it. Browns, we coming week 1. And I got some solution to wipe away anything that's brown. It's called Mando, right? Stephen Jordan said they dropped the soap.
This is where we hold them. You could not. This is what failure.
Please come home. I got beans and bologna. Please come home. I got beans and bologna.
Boy, they had the 49ers dropped the soap. It hit me. The 49ers, they love getting in their position and dropping the soap. They dropped it 3 times, didn't they? Or 2 times, something like that. No, they dropped it 3 times. They said, hey, the Ravens, let's drop the soap. And then the Kansas City Chiefs, they get all the way up there. They be like, well, what the 49ers are doing? The 49ers pull everything down and drop the soap in purposely and say, bang, bang. Woo. Bang, bang. Can you bang, bang?
God, Lord have mercy. I mean, Lord. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I just started fantasizing.
Oh my God. They say, you ask the 49ers, Reds. You ask the 49ers. What is your profession? 49ers, what is your profession? To go to the Super Bowl, to drop the soap. Soap.
What is your profession?
They get banged. All right, man. In all seriousness, don't be like the Niners. To yell out to us and say, well, at least we got it there. Bang, bang. Drop soap, gang. And don't be like the Eagles. To get there, to drop the soap there, too. And we ain't worried about Washington. The Giants, they did a good job. You know, I ain't gonna talk about the Giants. They there. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme, and all that you dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan, to lose all terror of your mind, if you would just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold or poverty or famine or fame, or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you and you away, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty, dropping the soap, you won't do it. DC for life, that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. Def King, bring the twerkers out, Def King 55. Bring the twerkers out. Let's go. DC for life, baby.
Damn.
Hey. Come on. Let's go, baby. Shout out to you, Kimberly. Shout out to you, Action Powell, man. Nick, what's good? Swain, Pose, man, appreciate you. Everybody on the Kick app. Hey, let's go. Appreciate you. Lost in Translation, appreciate you. Pose, let's get it. DC for life. We're about. Salute. Final word tonight. Yo.
What more do you want from me?
We're about, baby. And roll. All right.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still say and roll my change. Take some losses when I play.
Charge it to the law. Come on.
I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now.
Come on, Tyman. Appreciate you. Shout out to you, Def King.
Still the same, not switching sides.
Let's get it. Action Powell. Let's go. Shout out to you, Brad. El Patron. Shout out to the Patron drinkers. Walker Wade 44.
I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
What more do you
Don't
want?
need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count that. Come on. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. I just be off the dome. I never own no chrome. Too many foes and clones. Yeah. I be at home alone. I be in zones alone. I be on road alone. Yeah.
You have a natural allegiance to losers.
I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
I want me some glory hole.
Kinda check the song.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line.
Lately, I just wanna
see if that
run it
factors in. I guarantee you it won't. Wow.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Now, so the cocaine
Lately, I just wanna
when
run
does
it
that
up.
crack come into play for you?
Please come home. I got beans and belong.
Let's go birds. ELVS,
Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
Ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you.
Stop the cap.
Shout out to Montisha, man. I'm about, man. One love. DC for life, not for short. Let's go. Boom. Let's get it.
Sacrifice, don't give up the fight. Everything will be alright.
Shout out to my guy Choctaw, holding it down.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still in ball? Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still in ball? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still in ball. Shut up, my boy. Hey, I'm still in balls. Oh, I'm still them boys.
Right. My flowers while I'm living.
I'm still them boys.
I want me some glory hole.
I'm still.
All I ask.
I'm still them boys.
All I ask.
I'm still them boys. Call and check on me. Hey, I'm still them boys. Them boys.
You could not live with your own failure.
Now y'all don't want to call and check on the pastor. I'm still them boys.
See, when you invest in something and you hustle and you work for something, you got a different type of attachment to it. You're going to have a cold day in hell for somebody to try to take this from you. We live by this, we die by this. We don't surrender, we don't retreat. Every man must search his own soul. I listen to that quote every morning. I want to get mine out the mud. I want mine out the dirt. I don't want no handouts. I don't want no celebrity to co-sign me and somebody to see me in the street and say, I remember when such and such put you on. No. It may sound harsh, but I'm going to beat myself up so the world can't beat me up. Because The world is a cruel place. It can be a beautiful place if you allow it to be. Once your perspective changes, that's when miracles happen. What else I gotta conquer so I can get to the next level? What else? There's always gonna be giants at the gate. If it ain't rough, it ain't us. Let's go. Wow. So it ain't like, why me? It's like, why not me? Let's do it. The flowers don't chase the bees. The flowers just are.
Get your up there, contain the damn ball. This is why we do it. Hey, too many missed tackles. Let's go. We're too damn soft. I just hate mistakes. I hate mistakes.
From it.
Damn. Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in. Yeah.
You must be out your goddamn mind.
Love my burger, babe. Save a last bite for you. For you. Ooh. Don't let the street light.
We answered, I talked stuff, I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team, and I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight they did?
Let's go Birds, fly Eagles, fly.
Two teams, in my opinion, with the greatest rivalry as far as this city is concerned, took the field. And the team from this city, they didn't even show up. We got out-coached. We got out-physicaled. We got out-manned. We got out-wanted to. We got out-aggressive. You name it. Any adjective that you can come up with, the Dallas Cowboys outdid us in that area. Because if
when your team is getting demolished like that, I sit up here, I swallow a lot of what I know. And a lot of what I know is what I'm starting to see right now. That's why this team is awful. You're not good when you get embarrassed like that. And why the hell do we have these benches with heat things for them in a damn stadium? It is the dumbest damn thing I've ever seen in my life. We took them to Dallas, they embarrassed us. That if we take those to another stadium, we have to be the laughingstock of the damn NFL. When your team is getting demolished like that, I sit up here, I swallow a lot of what I know. And a lot of
Now, so the cocaine's happening. When does that crack come into play for you?